What is going on, everyone? My name is Jason, and this is the 5K iMac. Since starting JSL Review a little bit over a year ago, all of the editing for its videos have been done on this guy, my trusty 2011 MacBook Pro. Yes, I've been using a 6-year-old computer to put together these videos, which may seem like a shock to a lot of you. But truth be told, this computer has been modded out with a super quick SSD and upgraded RAM, so it was and still is quite capable. However, as I've stepped up areas of my video production, the processor on old Betsy here just couldn't keep up. So as I formally decommissioned the MacBook Pro, I had to make a decision on what would replace it as my dedicated video editing computer. After much back and forth, I decided to go with this, the 5K iMac. So yes, I know I replaced my laptop with a desktop, and though some will argue that the new spec'd out MacBook Pro would be more powerful, which I agree with, there are a few distinct reasons why I went with the iMac. First, design. As much as people dog on Apple for being overpriced for what it offers, there's no denying that it is a leader in product design, and the iMac is a direct exemplification of that statement. It is incredible that this one unit is a full-on operating computer. The aluminum housing screams premium, and Apple has done an outstanding job of making this as small of a footprint as humanly possible. The iMac comes in at a razor-thin 5mm at its edges, and though it does bulge out in the center to house all of its components like the logic board, the hard drive, and internal storage, the curves of its closed-back aluminum enclosure makes this entire unit look so sleek, it's truly beautiful to look at. Despite being a bit heavy, one of my favorite things about the iMac is how easy it is to tilt the monitor back and forth. It glides forward and back without ever snagging or dragging the entire computer, a small thing I know, but an indication of meticulous design execution. The stand, however, only allows you to tilt the monitor forward and back, not up or down, which can be annoying if you want to have the monitor elevated. You're gonna need to have it propped up on something like the Alex drawer unit I have on my desk. The speakers on the iMac are actually downward facing, firing out the bottom edge of the display, a really low-key place to put speakers, keeping the front and back of the computer clean of any speaker grills. Despite not firing directly at you, the sound the iMac is able to produce is fantastic, enough to where the average consumer will not need to buy a pair of external speakers. The power button is also surreptitiously located behind the monitor as well, slightly recessed so you can have an easier time locating it without too much of a hassle. Also on the back are the iMac's ports. These include 4 USB 3 ports, 2 Thunderbolt ports, an SD card reader, an auxiliary line in, and an Ethernet port. Honestly, this is the part of the iMac that I dislike the most. Now don't get me wrong, I love that there are no odd looking ports in the front or on the sides of the iMac, but plugging in USBs can be a real pain. It's hard to line up when you can't see anything, and as much as I appreciate the aesthetic benefit of not having oddly placed ports, from a functional perspective, I can't help but be annoyed by its placement. As far as specs goes, this particular iMac is a late 2015 model with the updated Skylake processor. It came with 8GB of RAM, which I've since increased to 24, and a 1TB Fusion hard drive. It's not the completely spec'd out iMac, but overall the performance on this machine is excellent. The Fusion drive uses the SSD portion of the drive to make boot times incredibly fast, under 10 seconds, and browsing the web on Chrome with multiple tabs open is an absolute breeze, no hiccups whatsoever. With 24GB of RAM expandable up to 32, multitasking is smooth with plenty of space to spare. As video editing is the primary reason for this computer, it's arguably the most spec-intensive operation the iMac will need to undergo, especially when processing 4K. Now, Fusion Drive had me concerned about rendering times, but I do all my video editing on a portable SSD that I have hooked up via one of the USB 3 ports. Now, this is an extremely useful hack used by many video editors, and it allows me to edit at high speeds while also having the luxury of a large hard drive for all my files. Rendering files, adding stabilization, and editing in complex callouts can all be done without the computer completely melting down, even with 4K video. But the star of this package is without question the absolutely stunning 5K display. This is a 27-inch display coming in at an insane 5120 by 2880 resolution. With the 16:9 aspect ratio, that's around 14.7 million pixels. Now to give you an idea of just how significant that is, that's around 67% more pixels than a 4K display has, and over 7 times the pixel density of a 1080p HD monitor. Now when you have around 218 pixels per inch, you have a display that is unbelievably sharp. The amount of detail that can be captured is breathtaking. With a vibrant P3 color gamut, deep blacks, and high contrasts, it's definitely something that has ruined me forever in terms of ever being able to go back to a low resolution display. It's that good. One of the most noticeable areas of sharpness is in text when you're just browsing the internet. It sounds like it's not a big deal, but seriously, go to Wikipedia or something on this computer and pinch to zoom on the text, and you'll see just how sharp the 5K display really is. In terms of practicality, with a pixel density as large as this, it allows for video editors like me to edit 4K content without downscaling handling the footage, making it a lot easier of an editing process. One downside to the display, however, is that it's quite glossy, making it easily susceptible to glare, so you want to be mindful of where you get this set up. The resolution on the iMac 5K is so nice, there were a lot of people interested in purchasing it in hopes to use it as an external display. However, the iMac cannot be tethered to another computer to be used as a monitor. A disappointment as the price on the iMac 5K has gone down significantly. What Apple has done instead is partner with LG, who came out with a 1300 27-inch 5K external display made just for Apple devices, primarily their new MacBook Pros. The other 5K option for non-Apple users is the Dell Ultra HD 5K monitor, which is still over $1,500 on Amazon. So for me, a person who's pretty deeply embedded in Apple's ecosystem, going with the iMac 5K was the smart buy in terms of value. I was able to pick this computer up as a refurb for a cool $1299, over $200 less than the Dell monitor, and around the same price as the new LG display, but with an entire computer inside as a bonus. Albeit it might not be the biggest and baddest computer in the market right now, but overall, at that price, you get a lot out of what you pay for. Now that's about it for this review. Don't forget to leave me a thumbs up if you liked it, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, be sure to hit that subscribe button and to turn on notifications so you can stay up to date with all my other reviews, and leave me a comment on what you guys think. Do you guys think I made the right choice in going with the iMac, or do you think I should have gone with the MacBook Pro? Let me know down below. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.